Hello, I am Michael.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are the hosts of Just Us Thinking.
Come and join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays to have a little fun and a good laugh or two.
We talk about all kinds of everyday things, and we like to have a few laughs ourselves.
You can find us on your favorite podcast player at Just Us Thinking, but make sure to drop that G.
Make sure you also hit that subscribe button, and you can follow us on Facebook.
Thank you for listening.
Welcome to Ouch. Was that a ghost? This podcast may contain graphic material, which some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Help me.
Now that we covered that, here's your host, Liss.
Welcome back to Ouch Was That a Ghost with Liss
and Mike. Back for another entertaining episode.
Insert slide whistle here.
That's the best I got. I don't got many sound effects. That's it.
So today I'm covering shadow entities.
Oh, all right. Shadow entities. So obviously it's not like anything happening on the beach or anything like that. Although you can have a shadow on the beach, but I think it's more darkness that you're talking about. In the closets or under the bed. And are they just spirits or are they demons? That's the question. I don't know. I'm ready. I get no guess. That's the best I can think of anything. So
no Peter Pan involvement, nothing like that.
Oh, I forgot about Peter Pan putting his shadow back on with soap. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Is it Peter Pan shadow that we're talking about?
No.
All right, I like it. Wasn't it
what?
Wasn't it like Never Ending Story that it was the darkness that got him?
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in so long.
I think that's what it was. So it's kind of like a shadow entity.
I just remember that big guy, the big white
the rock
creature.
Oh, the flying dog, Falco?
Yeah, Falco, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it so long ago, that and The Princess. That's all I remember about that movie.
The princess, and then Atreyu, the Indian boy with a horse. Atreyu!
I have to rewatch that. It's like a blur to me.
I remember a lot of it.
Probably saw it when I was like 5. All right, so shadow entities are said to be that feeling when you walk down a hallway and you see something rush by in your peripheral vision, but when you turn to look, nothing's there. And you have a feeling that someone's looking at you. You may see a slight movement or sense something in the dark in your presence. This all may have been a shadow entity visiting you. People often describe them in a human form. That's why they're called a shadow person, if that's what you see. But in cultures all around the world, silhouettes have been reported for hundreds of years. Stories have been passed down orally and through writing, even as far back as the 600s.
All right.
The Quran describes pitch black sapient beings created from fire that were, quote, not purely spiritual or physical in nature.
Interesting.
Native American culture included tales of mischievous spirits that could manipulate shadows.
So shadows have been around for forever, apparently. That's what you're getting at.
Well, not just shadows, like just tales of them included in their lore as like something ominous,
a spirit or something, some
forewarning
figure or person-like thing in the shadows.
Yeah, but there's no proof if they're inherently good or bad, although Christianity and some groups believe it's demonic. But a lot of people have reported a sense of darkness emitting from the figure. So maybe each figure has their own intent. Who are we to judge?
Just like ghosts or spirits. Same idea. Yeah, they could be good and bad. And, yeah, same idea. Yeah.
They're benign shadow figures that seem to just do their own thing, walking through, not acknowledging anything or anyone. The topic gained a lot of reach, I guess, when Art Bell, who was the host of Coast to Coast Radio on April 12th, 2001, interviewed a Native American named Thunderstrikes.
Thunderstrikes?
Yes, he interviewed Thunderstrikes, a.k.a. Harley, or Swiftier Reagan.
Oh. How many names does this person have?
A lot.
Thunderstrike Swiftier?
I know, Thunderstrikes should be enough. Like, what else do you need after that?
Yeah, you can't hog all the awesome names. Just one's enough. Go ahead.
Right? Leave some. Come on. So Arbel had his own encounter. He said, quote, after a long night of work at the computer, he spotted a strange movement in his peripheral vision. There was a figure there. It was the shadow of a being. It was a shadow of something, and it just scared the you-know-what out of me. He said this on his radio show.
All right.
Like most accounts, Bell's shadow figure was, quote, close to human form. He also claimed that it moved around the room rapidly. He said, I looked again and it wasn't there. I looked behind me and there it was. Boom. And it was...
So just a quick moving shadow coming around him to get him.
Yeah. And boom,
Okay.
It was gone. He said, I was sitting there in shock and it appeared to the left of me and I completely lost it, folks.
God damn it. Almost had it.
On the radio station, they discussed the topic and asked listeners to send in any drawings of personal encounters, and the website was flooded with responses from all over the place with similar descriptions. I think he said it was like 40,000 responses or 45,000, I forget.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. So instantly a lot of people just had the same type of incident.
I don't know if anyone else could catch him.
I mean, if Shadow Strikes can't catch him, who can? Honestly, let's go.
That's true. With that name, that's like a Chuck Norris name. You know all those memes where they're like, Chuck Norris sneezed and he got 25 women pregnant? Or like...
Those are the best memes.
When a shadow entity is around, some people report hearing a buzzing or a static sound. And these almost featureless beings usually vanish or leave as soon as they're seen. But in rare cases, they do stay. And some people claim to have caught them on film. Some people claim that the figure has the ability to shapeshift or morph into different shapes or sizes.
The more recent ones have been on film, obviously. I've seen some pictures of like shadows within closets and stuff with eyeballs. I don't know how fake they are or real they are, but that's kind of what I'm guessing the entity is kind of like. But
yeah, the ones that they catch and they have online are pretty much that. It could be faked, but
yeah.
I don't know how to disprove or prove that it's real.
Well, I mean, it's been around forever, even before video or pictures. So obviously there's some sort of being or feeling or energy that's going around fucking with people.
Even
yeah.
Thunderstrikes, you know what I mean?
That dude, my money was on him to catch it.
Encounters with shadow people usually don't report seeing any clothing or discernible features, and the entity has the ability to just go through walls and leave a room. They're said to be able to slightly emotionally manipulate those in their presence, having the ability to emit a feeling of impending doom or calmness.
Oh, that's interesting. So calmness and doom are the two feelings.
Either or some say it's just neutral. But some people report when they encounter a shadow entity, they've gotten either physically harmed or screamed at in their ear. But no one knows what they are. Some people say they may be made up. They may be ghosts or time travelers or come through portals like mirrors, or maybe they're demons. But again, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
There are mist shadow figures that are just like blurry, shadowy things that don't really form anything. Or, like I said, the shadow figures that resemble different types of animals. And then there are crawlers.
Oh, God.
These ones are often described as humanoid figures, and they have really long arms and legs. And they're often said to be low to the ground or just start crawling on the wall or the ceiling, moving at inhuman speeds and in unnatural ways.
That's so creepy.
Some report that they have large glowing eyes, and they're said to give off this sense of terror to those unlucky enough to be visited by them. I think of like the Wheelers from Return to Oz, minus the wheels, I guess.
Yeah, I get that. I was trying to think of like the thing, but they had a movie. I forget what it was. Like it was about these creatures who came and like marked people, and then they came back and they only lived in the shadows.
Really?
Do you remember that movie
I
at
don't.
all? I don't know. I can't think of it. Like Pitch Black. It's not Pitch Black, but it's something like Darkness or something like that, where when the light came on, they couldn't leave the shadows, but you could feel them lurking around, type of thing.
Ew. It sounds like this.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, definitely. But these whalers aren't reported as much, but I do not want to encounter them. And then
No.
probably the most familiar being the Hatman. He's reported around the world, different cultures, religions, regions, time periods for thousands of years. He's usually described as a bipedal humanoid, with male undefined characteristics, and he's said to be around 6-7 feet tall, just this,
Yeah.
I don't know, shadowy figure standing in the doorway usually. And he's said to sometimes have glowing red eyes or green eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And he usually has on a wide-brimmed hat, almost like a fedora. And some say he has a large dark coat or cloak
I like it.
with very long limbs. And sometimes he's carrying a pocket watch.
All right, so it's a shadow pimp.
Yes, a shadow pimp.
This is a head shadow pimp. He pimps out all the other shadow creatures around. He's like, hey, wall crawlers, go over there. Hey, whalers, over there. Get me my fare. They probably feed off the fare. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Bring it back to the shadow pimp.
And some people describe a feeling of calmness. Maybe that's when he doesn't have enough people working for him, bringing him fear. And some people have a feeling of terror or dread coming from the Hatman. He's often seen at the foot of your bed or in your doorway.
See, I have a theory on the calmness now because, like, you have to have opposites, right? Because how would you know what fear was if you didn't have calm? Or how would you know what happiness is if you didn't know what sad was? You know what I mean? To make something better, you have to have the opposite. So he probably brings in the calm first to let everyone feel calm and safe, and then he brings the terror just to draw that much more out of you.
To the same person or to different people?
Just he's like a strategist. He's striking where he needs to strike. Like, these people have had enough fear. Let's get a little calm in there so we can draw more fear out of them later. Playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
See, he knows what he's doing.
And he's obviously the puppet master of my story now. So
Okay.
I've created my own narrative to the story. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Even though some people say you can't see his eyes, they say that you can always feel him staring, just observing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to...
Voyeur.
What a creep, right?
Creep.
He's often reported to appear as you're falling asleep or you're first waking up and just examining you or watching you. And people often report seeing him after taking too many antihistamines like Benadryl, or he's associated with sleep paralysis. He's one of, I guess not the most common sleep paralysis demon in the world.
That motherfucker.
And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's the state while you're either waking or falling asleep where the person is conscious, but the body is still in a state of paralysis. It said...
No, it's the creepiest feeling in the world, without a doubt.
Have you had it?
I've had it before, like when you're half awake, half asleep, but you can't move and you're still caught halfway in the dream or something. Yeah, I've definitely had those where, like, you can't move, you know what I mean?
I've read so many stories on it, but I've never had it happen to me.
I mean, I haven't had it for a long time. I don't really dream much anymore, but, like, when I was younger, I remember that. Like, you felt like you were awake and you were like still caught, like stuck. And it's so terrifying. Like, I never saw figures or anything. But the fact that you felt stuck, you know what I mean? Especially after, like, a bad dream or something.
Huh.
Creepy. I know, like, my daughter, like, Fia has it all the time, so.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she deals with that.
A lot of people do. I read statistics on there, and they said that between 8 and 50% of people experience sleep paralysis in their lifetime.
Between 8 and 50?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing, but it said about 5% of people that experience it have it pretty regularly, and it's equal between male and female. Because I was like, how come I never had it? Not that I want it, but I'm just curious about it. Like, I want it once and then never again.
I mean, you can imagine what it is. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're just stuck in a terrible situation. You can't move, but yeah, it's creepy.
While experiencing it, it said that a person can see, feel, hear things that aren't there.
Yeah.
And they're stuck. So you're conscious, but no motor function. Neurons are firing, so you're stuck. And some people think that maybe your dreams become a manifestation or a hallucination while you're stuck. And this may be the cause for why people are seeing the Hatman.
He lives in that half and half area. He loves that.
In the, what's the Stranger Things? In the Upside Down?
Oh, in the Upside Down. Or,
See, I'm trying to be progressive because I immediately go to Freddy Krueger, but
Yeah, there's so many different references I had back from like then, but I didn't want to go to them because we always talk about the 80s and 90s movies. So
Nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people say that they feel suffocated or pressure on their chest while
yeah,
experiencing this as well. Did you feel that at all? Any pressure or like you
no,
can't breathe?
nope. I don't. Well, like I said, this was over 20. This was probably almost over 30 years ago for me now. But yeah, no, I never felt that type of stuff. But I just remember being stuck in my fear, like just laying there, not being able to move, being awake but not being able to move because you're just still caught up in the fear of the nightmare or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. But scientists have done some studies and they found that the left temporoparietal junction is where that's what's responsible for giving the feeling of being watched. So maybe that is somehow affected while you're in that state. And that may be why you see more shadow people. They still don't fully understand it, but doctors have tried to study it. There's been reports of, as they call it, the incubus and the nightmare as far back as the 1600s.
Yeah.
Back then, black magic, demons, or monsters were thought to be the cause.
Black magic demon. You got a black magic demon.
Thunderstrike.
Black magic demon gonna get the sleep paralysis out of you. Ooh. Thunderstrike.
Thunderstrike. Some UFOologists think that the Hatman may be aliens just watching us and reporting back what they find.
I like it. Now, I am wondering now that you've referenced him like that. Like when you go, "Who are you?" Does he say, "I'm Hatman"?
I don't think he doesn't talk to that many people. And I don't know, can you talk while you're in sleep paralysis?
Well, the demon can talk.
So you're asking him in your mind?
The shadow pimp can talk.
The shadow pimp.
Yeah, like obviously he can read your mind at that point. He's sucking in your fear. Or you don't even need to ask. He just turns and he says, "I'm Hatman." So that's what it is.
I'm Batman.
No, Hatman.
Oh, sorry. I'm Hatman.
There you go. You do a better voice than I do.
There's a lot of things that can trigger this. Sleep deprivation, stress, certain medications, or, like I said, just the human mind needing to complete whatever stimuli they encounter and make sense of it. So if you just see like a normal shadow or black thing in the corner, there's a phenomenon called the pareidolia. I pronounce everything perfect. And that's when our mind takes...
What is it called?
Pareidolia.
Wait, one more time.
Pareidolia.
Okay, can you say it again?
Pareidolia. I don't know if any of those are right.
Pareidolia. I love it.
But it's when our mind takes something random and it has this need to organize it and see patterns or something that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just be a blur and we're just all seeing it. But it's odd that around the world, everyone's seeing kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's very odd, especially like reports from around the world from different places back in the day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some people think it's a spiritual being using our mind's eye. That's how we're seeing it. Throughout history, many accounts of alien abductions or paranormal events have been thought to be products of sleep paralysis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Going off of that, there was a woman named Heidi Hollis who wrote a book about the theory that the Hatman could be a UFO. The book was called The Secret War. In the book, the self-proclaimed shadow people expert writes of how the shadow people are extraterrestrial, and the hat is a form of disguise to cover up an unusually shaped head that could be alien in appearance. Or it's some kind of otherworldly technology or protection device.
Like almost body armor. The shadow's the body armor for the alien beings.
It may be.
Or a spacesuit of sorts.
Some people think that they're interdimensional beings, that they look shadowy to us because they can only enter this dimension so much, and that's why you can't make them fully out.
Oh, interesting. We have I just watched what was it? The Airbender, the TV show one.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, and they had that spirit realm. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yes.
Yes.
Then there's the mythology of it. In the 600s, Egyptian called shadow people kaibut. And the shadow people could travel between our world and the spirit world and could basically do stuff for you in the spirit world because we can't get there. And the stuff they do over there, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes neutral. I guess it depends on the errand.
Yeah.
The Romans claimed that shadow people were from the underworld, while the Greek believed that the shadow people were shadows of themselves that were gifted to Zeus.
That's pretty Yeah, they thought it was all about them. Very narcissistic.
Yep.
Yep.
Another explanation being science, out of body, during sleep paralysis, during sleep paralysis, the person's gross motor functions aren't working, but your senses are fine. So out of fear or whatever reason, this causes hallucination because the right parietal cortex of the brain being short-circuited, that's the part that deals with body images. So maybe not a far stretch that's why the person is what we're seeing instead of like a blob or a shadow.
Yeah.
But it's odd how spread out his intent is and his demeanor. Some say malicious, some say good, some say neutral. So many have had experiences with the Hatman, but no one's really sure where he came from or what he even wants, or if he's even real or something that's created in our minds.
I mean, there's got to be some reality to it. It's so weird. Like, the things that happen around the world and not people who don't talk to each other or know each other see the same ideas of things. It just makes no sense for it to be just in our mind alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone's got a different mind. Everyone's got experienced different things in their life, especially halfway around the world. It's got to be some form of a spirit or something, I guess, or alien.
So what do you think it is? Some people say relatives looking on, demons, aliens, interdimensional people. Some say it's a bad omen or impending danger or in your own head.
I mean, at first I was kind of like, all right, it's just, maybe people hallucinating or people maybe overtired or whatever. But now I'm kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it's more that aliens are watching over us and it's their way of looking through the TV at us, like through the dimensions or through the space-time. They have like a little portal that they come through, like, and their shadow figure is the only thing you can see while they're in that portal looking at us.
That's interesting.
Yep, that's my new take on it. And the shadow pimp is just in charge of all these portals. He's like the manager, the floor manager.
I would love to see like the numbers of people that have experienced sleep paralysis prior to being abducted.
Yeah, that's interesting too. I'm sure that's pretty easy to look up.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it until you just said all that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But because I mean, especially if sleep paralysis has to do with like alien abductions, and it's just it all seems so like intertwined somehow, some way. Because why else would someone like across the world know what the other person's seeing unless they're seeing the same thing? And unless, I mean, it could be a spirit that just travels everywhere, but who knows?
With his pocket watch to keep time?
I think it's aliens. Yeah, pocket watch to keep time. Yeah, it's too technology. And especially wearing the hat. Why would you get all stylish with your outfit unless you were trying to impress the ladies going, look at these humans I found.
Or maybe it all comes back to Spring Hill Jack.
That dude, he's got some secrets. He's hiding something. He's like, out in Arizona, he has a secret bunker with all these shadow people in it studying him. Spring Hill Jack still alive.
That's right.
Hashtag Spring Hill Jack knows.
But yeah, that's it. It's kind of all over the place. It's just, I don't know. Some people say that that's what causes the feeling under your bed, or you know what I mean, when you don't want to.
No, I get it. I mean, yeah, I know. When we all want to come up with the reality of like why we feel the way we feel and like put tangible things to it, but yeah, I mean, there's got to be some tangibility to stuff, because why would we be scared of stuff under the bed unless someone's at some point had a chill up their spine from it, It's just the way it is.
I love those videos online when people, when like your downstairs lights on or whatever is the last light you have to flip off before you run to your room.
I haven't seen those, but I get it, yeah.
They just do like a mad dash. As soon as you flip off your last light, you're like, phew.
But now everyone's got their phones, so you can just use a flashlight. That's a thing.
It might be worse, though, if you turn your flashlight, then you just see eyes right there.
Oh, that'd be great. See, I if there are spirits and stuff, I want to see one. That's a thing. I do. But I also don't want to put myself into a spot where I'm going to get in danger. Like, I want to meet them on my turf, not their turf. I don't want to go to cemeteries and call them out and like old, insane asylums and stuff. That doesn't sound fun to me at all. But if there was like a spirit showed up to my house and was like, hey, what's up? I'd be like, cool. What's up?
You just want a Ghost Malone for yourself?
The Ghost Malone's the best one so far. Is it not?
I love him.
Love Ghost Malone. That was a listener story, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to know more.
Yeah, we need more Ghost Malone stories. I need to know more about these cool ghosts. Like, I don't hear enough about these cool ghosts that are just chilling, hanging out. That's the thing. I need to delve into that part of it. I hope the aliens are cool. I hope like Shadow Pimp is like a cool dude. Like, and eventually, if we do go see him, we get to like hang out and stuff.
That would be nice. That is funny though, how everything seems to be going back to aliens the last few cases.
It does. I think everything goes back to aliens in the first place because I don't think we're the center of creation. So I think there's something out there that watches over us. We're not. There's definitely more advanced species than somewhere out there, without a doubt.
I want to believe. I'm just so skeptical.
But we're such a minute part of like the whole space and universe and everything. We're such a tiny, tiny speck. There can't not be other life forms out there, and we can't just automatically be the smartest life forms that ever existed. It can't work that way, I don't think. Unless we are, and that's just
sad.
Us overthinking it because we're so smart. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad, especially in the state that our country's in right now. It's sad, but whatever. All right.
Gosh, it's so bad.
All right, Liz. Well, thanks for having me on again.
Thanks for coming on. I'll let you get back to cooking, and I can't wait to come over and eat your food.
Oh, yeah. Some buffalo mac and cheese and chicken tonight. So let's get it.
Nice.
All right. Shout out Pimp out.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
If you need more content or just want to help support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com and search Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you need some snazzy merch, you can find it at crowdmade.com by searching Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email it to ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms under Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
Help me.
All links can also be found on ouchwasthataghost.com.